think we're live. I think we've got audio. I don't know. What a pain in the backside. Okay. Let's get me chat back up. I think we're there, people. Apologies. Gotta love technology, haven't we? Yeah, so basically I had to reinstall the driver program for the main camera, and that appears to have brought it back online. I don't know till I actually click and go back into the chat, because that's not actually up yet. Let's have a look. Oh, we're still live, it says. We're still live. Have we got anybody still watching, or have you all given up and sodded off? And then he said buggered off then. I just said buggered off, so. Dear oh dear. Hey! What a pain. So thanks to everybody that's stuck with that. That's half an hour lost of the stream today, messing about updating the software after Windows decided to do an update during the week. How about that? Wow. I've got the chat up, I believe, although I'm frozen on my screen here. Let's close that down. Let's pop the chat out, pop it out. It's one thing I liked about OBS, really. Everything was all on one screen, the chat and everything. You didn't have to mess about with it, but so many other things were horrible about it that, you know, this is the way forward. Right, let's just sort my screen out. Hopefully I haven't got two lots of that open. No, I haven't. You do updates 2 days before or 2 days after. Well, they updated this a couple of days before, Anthony. The trouble is I don't use this computer really in the week. I only use it weekends. Yeah, I know. What a nightmare. So apologies everybody, and thanks for sticking with me, those that have. Hopefully we haven't lost too many. Thanks for the super chat, Rob. I believe it's in there somewhere, but I don't think I can get to it now. Change to live chat. Wow, we are back. We are back. So it looks, I mean, I can only go from what I can see here at the moment. We got Robin, Aaron, Joe Matambly. Who else have we got? We got Ricardo, Bob Anderson. We got Lajos Lengel. I can't pronounce that, but thanks for subscribing. Sandra's in. Danish, Paul. Tony. Benji, Tim, Ben, VP, Valdir. I think I said Aaron, didn't I? Welcome, Aaron. I'm sure I saw Mr. Chris Milky in there somewhere in the mix. And Ernest, yeah. Oh, Ernest, I spent the whole day yesterday on your Pro 80. It is in 5 million pieces now, and I still cannot get it to work properly. I do not know what it is. I've sort of narrowed it down, but it's not really helping. Still using Windows 95. Yeah. Bob, thank you very much, mate. Good man. Bob just tipped me £20. Thank you for that, Bob. Anybody that does tip that goes straight into PayPal, which they don't screw me for as much money as YouTube do. So it all helps. Yeah, you showed me a picture of that, Rob. Thanks, mate. Cheers, Rob. Yeah, TR82C. Nice old radios, Rob. Depends which version you got, really. I mean, it really does depend which version you got. So the ones with the metal letters are much better than the ones with plastic letters. And the older ones are better because they haven't got the AF117s in them. You know, lots of things to think about before buying one of those, but I don't expect you have. Never mind. So yeah, this camera is now working again, which is just as well because it's my main camera and the audio is routed through it, which is what the issue was. So there is the main camera working with audio. So yeah, last week, this is the electrics out of the radiogram, the Dansette radiogram. So we did the capacitors last week. Now I've hot snotted those today, made sure that they're nice and stable because they were wobbling about before. I don't like that. That is rock solid now. I've hot glued it. I've put the glue in underneath all the capacitors, and I've gone around all the sides as well. So that's rock solid. What I want to do today is I want to get this thing at the back here. I don't know if you can see that. I will zoom in a bit for you. There we go. I be the man for AF117s. Yeah, but you should be able to do them now, Rob. You've seen me do it enough times. So this is the selenium rectifier, or metal rectifier as they call it in behind here. Can we get a better view of it? Yeah, there you go. So we've got a red wire and a yellow wire. So I have pulled the circuit diagram out, and that is our rectifier. And you'll see that I've written 1N4007 beside it because that is what I'm going to replace it with. So that is our red wire coming off the transformer. I haven't got a yellow felt tip, so I've had to do it in gold. So if anybody's got a spare yellow felt tip, mine is dry as a bone. Yeah, so that's the yellow wire that comes off the other side. And what I'm going to stick in there is I'm going to pop a 100 ohm resistor in that. It should drop the voltage and the current a little bit. I don't think it's that critical, but we need to put something in there really. So that's the job for now, is to get that done. So them tubes going to melt the tie wrap. Tubes? Tie wrap? It's capacitor, isn't it? And there's hot snot. That be the tube there, boy. What I have noticed though, and something that we are going to have to do, is this wire here. Can you see this? Can you see how black and hardened that is? That has been sat against that output valve. This is the output valve. And it's got very hot, and the casing is burnt. So it's a transformer wire, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it without stripping back some of the transformer. So I'm going to have to unsolder it from the base here and pop a little bit of sleeve over the top of it. So that has got to be done as well. But I think that's all the electronics jobs then done on this, apart from firing it up to see if it works. So I'm hoping that we're going to get to that today. I was hoping that we were going to get to service the record deck as well, but we'll see how we go time wise. It's not difficult to service the decks. Oh, it's pretty easy. It's just a case of taking stuff apart, cleaning the old grease off and putting new stuff on, and the job done really. It's not rocket science, but it is interesting to watch. So yeah, rectifier. Now I've got me tag strip, so I'm going to stick the tag strip in where this rectifier is. Now the rectifier's got these like little bend over tabs that are holding it in, so we've got to bend those back over first. If the camera's going to get in the right place. There we go. And also what I didn't realise is I found a date on it. Look, can you see that? 11th of August 1964. So this is older than me, because I was November 1964. Look. So there you go, we've dated it, which I was quite chuffed seeing that. So yeah, this is literally just held in place by these bent over tabs. Ugh. Straighten those out, flatten them up. And Mr. L Selenium should pop out. There he is. Mr. Selenium. Got any markings on it? Yes, it has. Nice. Made in Germany. Siemens. So as I say, the red wire is the wire coming from the transformer. So that's our mains input. And the yellow wire is the wire going out to T1. Where are we? T1, which is feeding the anode of the output valve. So we need that right, really, don't we? What I haven't done is tested the output transformer as well. I should have tested that first, really. I don't really think there's going to be any problem with it, because this has got sort of more modern electrics in it than a lot of them. So I'm hoping that that's going to be fine. So yeah, that's the next trick, is to get this one out. So I'm just going to snip it out. Snippy snip snip. And that is that. And pop that peg out. We should be able to see a bit more info on the back of this. We've got, it looks like 8J3 written on that, if that means anything to anybody. And this is, so let's see if it's going to focus and get the light off of it. Made in Germany, look. I'm pretty sure that's the symbol for Siemens. E250C50. I think Mr. Andrew Ausfer knows quite a lot about these, but not sure if he's watching or not. I mean, you can stuff rectifiers inside that, but we're not going to do that. We are going to use one of these, which is a 1N4007. Well, I hope it is. I've taken it out of that section of my components, so make sure it is 1N4007. Yeah, and if you can see that written on it. Probably not. Is it going to focus? You might be able to see that. I don't know if I can get any closer with it going out of focus or not. No. 1N4007, you'll have to take my word for it. So that's our resistor, sorry, diode, and that needs to go basically that way round in the circuit with the little stripe following where that flat piece is, so going that way. So basically you need to join at that side to the red wire and that side to the yellow wire, but via a resistor. So we need a resistor. Now I haven't 100% sorted the resistor situation yet, because I've dug out a pile. It needs a couple watts resistor, I believe, would be good. A couple watts would be nice. So I found out all these big old boys. I've also found my little protractor that I made for resistors. So 100 ohms. It's going to be brown. Oh, focus. Brown, black, brown. So, oh, don't tell me I haven't got one. Brown, black, brown. Brown, red, brown I've got, but that'll be 120. That'll be all right. 120 would be all right, I reckon. Brown, red, brown. I think that's what it is. Let me see if I can find. I thought I had a brown, black, brown, unless that's it. But that looks brown, black, orange to me. I might be going colourblind, you know. Let's get the resistance meter on that. Let's get the resistance meter on that. Probably cracking up, I expect. Probably cracking up. I reckon a 120 will be fine. Let's just have a quick look, see what this one is. It might just be that it's dirty. It looks like brown, black, orange to me though, which is too big. I think 120 will be fine. Anywhere between 1 and 200 should be fine. Yeah, that's 9 point something K. So that was the one, wasn't it? Brown, red, brown. Yeah. 120 ohms, look. That'll do us. Brown, red, brown. I will just check to see if I got 100 ohms in there, but I'm sure that one will be all right. That's brown, orange. Because I've got a massive great bag of these things, look. As usual. It wants to be one of those chunky ones. I have got a smaller one there, but I think, I mean, these are old, so that's probably a 1 watt there, and that's a 2 watt. There's a lot in here. Orange, orange, brown. So another one of those brown, black, orange. Red, red, red. I could have sworn I had the right one just now, you know, but looks like grey, red, black. Everything but, isn't it? I think we're going to stick with a 120, you know. Be nice to stick an old retro looking one in. I have got some ceramic ones somewhere. They're going to look a bit naff in this system, aren't they? Saying that, they've got modern capacitors in here, so. Well, you know, that's a very good question that I don't know the answer to. Someone will need to look it up, because the output valve is a 6AQ5. So if you'd like to look up the 6AQ5 and see what bias it wants, then that might mod it for maximum smoke. Bizarre. Maximum smoke. Hell. Right, okay, so tag strip. Let's zoom out a little bit because we're in way too close. Tag strip. Brown, red, brown. Or brown, red, brown. Nut, bolt, and the shake-proof washer. and the chassis. And it just so happens that they've very nicely provided us a little hole in the chassis just there, look, to put that into. The only thing is it's going to snag, I think, on the will it? Might be able to get away with it. I thought it might snag on the volume pot, but it's going to be sat above that. But ideally I want it down out of the way. But saying that, that's probably going to be quite close to a few other things. Yeah, potentially that could short, so I'd need to cut one off if I did it that way. Maybe we'll put it this way up then. He does put mains voltage wiring within finger touching potential, I suppose, but you know. Yeah, I think I need to pop this end one off anyway, because it's not being used. Can I snip that? Can I? Let me snip these. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, one shorter terminal strip. Made for the job, look. He says drop in the screw. Washer even. Seems to be a few seagulls about here, which is a bit unheard of. I don't know whether it'd be easier to screw that on first or after. Probably screw it on first, because my wires will be in the way else. I'm hoping this will clear the case, because we have got the nuts on the potentiometers in the way. Just snug that up for a minute. Okay. So, let's get to grips with this then. So this is our wire from our transformer. So let's go left to right, because our output's going to be there. Hey Christoph, how are you? Martin's in as well. Tour de France is finished. Oh, good. Anode current to work out the resistor dissipation. Well, good luck with that. I'll let you crack on with that while I wire this in. I mean, a rule of thumb is 100 to 200 ohms as a starter, and if you need to alter it, then alter it. But I think we'll probably be all right with that. I think we're probably better off mounting the components to the underside of this. so they're not sticking above. So what I might do to make things easier is just tack those two wires on, and let's get you in a bit closer. Tack those two wires on, then spin it round, pop our resistor and our diode in. It's going to be easier said than done because our resistor needs to go across there and our diode from there to there. But you know, we'll get it done. This is really old and cruddy, these. They are new old stock resistors, but probably from the 1960s. I've also found some of my lovely sleevings, so I'm going to put some of that on. Let me have a think here. How are we going to do this? Yeah, let's just tack those two wires on first. I think that's a good plan. Didn't realise that was all. Right, there we are. So we need a resistor between there and there, so I'm going to have to angle that a little bit to get that in. Oh, that's still hot, Graham. Still hot, you fool. Yeah, that'll work. So let's put the diode in first because that's the smallest. We need to make sure we get that the right way round. Now it's the smallest and I've lost it because it's so small. There it is. So the diode needs to go from there to there. Okay, so we can put the output in. Actually, no, I might just stick that out a little bit just to give it a bit of air rather than putting it snug up to the terminal. Give it a little bit of breathing space. Not that it's going to get hot, I suppose, but you know. Okay, that's that one. So now our resistor which I'm going to put a little bit of insulation on both legs. Sitting there. A bit of a tree. Right, okay. Let's burn that on. Hopefully you can still see where I am here. Yeah, you can. Let's take a fair bit of heat to solder to these tag strips. There we go. So we now have our resistor and diode. So the resistor goes from the red over to this diode, then from there, I got that the wrong way around, didn't I? I don't think it'll matter, will it? Or do I need the, I should have put the resistor after the diode. That's what I was intending to do. Can still do that. I've just got to reverse the, no, because that would reverse the, does that matter? Does that matter that the resistor is before the diode? Or does it have to be after the diode? I think it has to be after the diode, doesn't it? As in my diagram here. I don't know. Let's catch up with the chat a minute. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. So basically all we've done is we've popped the resistor in. If I can find my pen situation. All we've done is popped our resistor in here. So 0, 120 ohm. So we've got it in there, look. Right, 470s, Martin. I know. Matters not one jot. There we go. So we'll leave it as it is. I've just got it in different than I was going to put it in, but like I say, it doesn't really matter. Right, let's see if we can tighten this up now. That's the next thing. Should be able to if I can get my pliers in there. Can I get my pliers in there? If not, I've got to take volves out. Shaky. So I've got a shake-proof washer on there. There we are. That's not going anywhere. Next thing we need to do is take this yellow wire out and insulate it. So let's do that a minute, because this one is burnt. You can see it there. It's quite badly burnt, that, because it's been touching that valve. I mean, we will try and route it away from the valve, but it's got to come out in it first before we can do that. So it is in here somewhere. There's a lot of solder on there. Okay, now the insulation I had is now resting on my leg. Let's pop a length of that on, the complete length of that. Okay, I'll straighten you out first. God, dear. Don't want to straighten out, does it? Thank you. Better. Here we go. Right. So it looks like it pokes through where that red wire joins the board quite badly. Yeah, that red wire's not attached very well, is it? Oh well, it will be now. There's our yellow wire back through the hole. As usual, everything's in the way, isn't it? I ideally want it to just stay just there while I solder it. It's not going to though, is it? No. So I have to solder it first and then join the red wire afterwards. Not too much of a hassle. There we go. Job done. Right, so that's insulated now. That's not gonna go against that anymore. We've got some other wires here that are very close though, including that red wire there that is virtually touching at the moment. Whether it was before, I don't know. You'd think they put a little bit of insulation on back in the day, wouldn't you? Yeah, this red wire here is also, yeah, that's also gone crispy. That one's going to have to be done as well then. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the red wire in there. It's difficult to see. It comes down to point on the board there. Just there. By the looks of it. It does also look like there's a strand of that hanging off and wandering around the board there. See if I can get that hold with the forceps and pull it out. Yeah, it's a little strand of wire there, so just as well I spotted that really. So yeah, same with that, that's also quite burnt. I don't know if you can see that or not. If I put it on top of the transformer, you'll probably get an idea of how badly burnt it is, look. So, another bit on there. Something like that. How about that? You'd almost think there'd be a heat shield between the output transformer and the output valve, wouldn't you? Actually, having this wire off would give me a chance to test the output windings, wouldn't it? Or the input. Make sure this is okay. It wouldn't be game over if this transformer was gone, but it's it would be a bit of a pain. Now I've got to assume that's the there is a tapping on it for the. Hang on, I'm looking at the wrong transformer here, aren't I? Yeah, okay. No, shut up, Graham. So yeah, I am right. So that is the transformer, so I've got to just test between those 2 points just to see what the resistance is of that transformer, the input. Let's do it with the peak again because it's handy. It's right here. So I expect that to be fairly low ohms, hopefully. I've done it too nice now, haven't I? I've done it too nice. I'm going to have to hold it and push the button at the same time. 185 ohms, that sound about right for an input. It's certainly not open circuit, it's not short circuit, is it? That's looking good. The output, I should be able to just measure the output across the speaker terminals. Let's do that as well. while we're in here. Let's do that as well while we're here. This should be somewhere around, wow, very low. Yeah, minus 0.13. Well, that doesn't mean that's open circuit or short circuit. I mean, it should be very low ohms anyway, but minus. Okay, give it a chance. Minus 0.1 ohms. A bit or a strip of Kapton tape pulling the white cable out from the tube. What's that, Nick? Oh, we're talking about lightning now, are we? Hell. I'm not sure what you mean there, Ricardo. This is heat-proof insulation that I've put in here, so we shouldn't need any Kapton on top of it. But I might pop a cable tie on that just to keep it away. You know, this wire here, this mains wire goes right past it as well. Might be worth just popping a bit along that, because that goes right by it. Let's put a bit on that as well. Let's go mad. Let's go wild. Let's go wild with the insulation. It's we've got it coming out of our ears. Have insulation for breakfast. Let's pop a bit on this because that is quite close. Is this going to be big enough? Don't know. I'm going to have to snip that off a bit. Is that big enough? Oh, barely. No. I have to use the thicker stuff, which I had here to hand. What have I done with the thicker stuff that I used last week? It literally was just here. It was just here. I have done a bit of work. As I say, I've been playing about with the Pro 80. There we are. The Pro 80 from Ernest. It's a bit of a poorly thing, that, Ernest. A real head scratching job to find out what the hell is wrong with that. It's something to do with the PLL circuit, I think. And there's some weird PLL chip that's sticking out the wrong voltage. Ah, there we go. How about that? That's much nicer. I'm happy with that now. Oh, look at that. We spoiled that, haven't we? I don't know why they've wrapped these. It makes the electrons come out like in a whirlwind type scenario, I reckon. That's what they've done it for. Fly out at all different angles with it twisted like that. Wow. Hopefully that's okay. Right, that's that, and that. We got a good transformer. All I've got to do now is try and get that wire there back in there. And just so happens it's right where I've just put that white stuff. Dear, oh dear. Well, I'll solder that on before it jumps back out again. Move that resistor back that way a bit, move that wire in. Yeah, I think you're meaning to sort of secure this a little bit. I could pop a little cable tie on through that loop just to keep these away from there. Wouldn't hurt, would it really? The only problem is finding a cable tie. Well, there's no problem finding a cable tie. I have plenty, thanks to Lidl. I've got a massive, great selection of them. Getting close to power up, you're right, Bob. We are getting close. We are getting very close. See, I think what Ricardo was saying was about putting a cable tie maybe in here, just to, or capped on tape, he said, just to hold these wires back off of the transformer, well, of the valve. Maybe. Like that, perhaps. Keep them nice and away. How about that? How about that? That's neater, isn't it? So we've got lots of nice insulation things going on now. And I believe we are ready for the next phase. Which is sticking some power on this. Now, the record deck is going to remain disconnected for the minute. I just really want to see if the radio is going to come up, because the record deck is a whole new ball game. That's going to need a full-on service. Well, pull apart, degrease and regrease. And I've lost my black pen. Amazing, isn't it? Stuff just disappears. What goes on? What goes on in this room? It's either on the floor or just disappeared. I've lost a whole box, a massive great tub of resistors. I don't know where they've gone, but they've gone. Right, now let me think. What are we going to need to get this thing powered up? Can I do it without bringing the whole lot in? I don't think I can, because I've got the transformer on that. Doesn't tell me what ohms the speakers are. Just says LS1, LS2. Looks like they're wired in parallel. So could just use one speaker. I don't know what the ohms are though. I don't think the speaker sees any voltage on the output, does it? although it's connected in. Ground is there. It has got a connection to V3. It's got an earthy sort of connection round here. Well, I'm not sure what that does. Fire service. Cheers, Rob. Thank you, mate. Yeah, you get the fire brigade ready. Fire in the hole. I think we're going to have to get the chassis back in, I think, because the transformer's in there. We ain't going to do anything without the transformer. I don't think we need to worry about the auxiliary plugs on it. I'm not overly worried about the aerial for a minute. It's got lots of ground connections on it, connected to everywhere. And that's from the band selector, isn't it? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Get rid of some of this excess dust. Cool, that. Is that the volume? That's hellish tight. Let's get some fader lube in that pot. Don't know if I can squirt that in there or not. Well, I can, but whether it'll go in. Cool, that's hellish stiff, that volume pot. We need a little bit of oil in there. Oil? What's oil? A bit of oil in that. That is really, really stiff. Where's my oil? Let's put a little bit of super lube, see if that'll drop down in there a little bit. Super lube. Made in the US of A. Good stuff. I think that's on my Amazon list on the... Come on, go in there. Oh, it's going to take a while to get in there. I don't really want to stick WD on it. Oh, gunk it right up, I expect. It would free it, but it would soon gunk it back up again. Okay. Yeah, isolating transformer dim bulb variac time. I don't know if I said hello to you, Gavin, but if I didn't, hello, mate. Hope you're all right. Right. Let's get any metallic things off the bench. Not off the bench, but as far away as possible. Right, let me see. Oh, hello. Wind is blowing something over. Right. That's have a think about this. Do I need to bring the whole thing in there? Let me have a think. Record deck. Yeah, probably just as easy, isn't it? Okay. God, I tell you what, that's a heavy old thing, even without the other bits in it. Right, how are we going to do this then? So I now have the case on my chair. Let's pop the lid off a minute. That's going to help me a little bit with space. Yeah, that'll help a little bit. So let me get the lid off. I did have a chat with the owner, Danny, in the week. And he has said he pretty much wants it restored, so I'm going to look at somehow recovering. I don't think I'm going to recover this case because I don't think I can make as good a job as the original. But if you look at the case itself, it's covered with like an old leather cloth with like a crosshatch pattern on it. It's pretty bad. I don't think that's going to clean up, so I think I'm going to end up spraying it. This is the original colour inside. Oh, thanks Chris. This is the original colour inside, but I think maybe keep the inside original and just repaint the outside. I don't know, or even try and colour match it. I'm not sure what to do on that. So any suggestions would be appreciated. Whatever you think I should do to it. As I say, recovering it is not a job for me. I'm not an expert and stuff like that. If it was mine, I might have a go, but I'm not going to have a go on someone else's pride and joy. So, how are we fixed here? Okay, we could potentially pop the record deck actually off of this. All I have to do is take the plug off. It's an illegal plug anyway, so that's not a problem. So let's chop and see off on the plug, because the wires are hanging out anyway. In fact, it's old illegal. It's not illegal, but it's old colour wires as well. It's the red, black and green cable. I haven't seen one of those for a while. Oh, hang on. I've got to disconnect those two from the transformer, the power for the record deck. I've got this rested on my chair at the moment. That it's rested on the chair. So it's a transformer. So I have to get the wires off of that. Better, I suppose it's AC anyway, but I will take a quick photo of it if I can find my phone. What am I doing with my phone? I'll bring it up here. I thought I did. Yeah, there he is. Just pushed everything out of the way, ready. So I have got a picture of that, but I haven't got a close-up of the colours of the wires, that's all. Not really showing the wire colour up that much. That's better. Right, okay, I can see that now. Let's get those wires off. If my soldering arm will reach down here. Just. Literally just full tilt. There we go. So I should be able to pull the record deck out and away. Yeah, there we go. Right, I need to prop that up somewhere. Let me use the... can I prop it up with that? Hang on. There for a minute. Excellent. There we go. Right, okay. Now we're more manageable. I'll tell you what, this needs a damn good hoover out. Look at this. It's got lots of hideousness inside there. Anyway, let's get back onto the bench and see if I can get this somehow put back in here so we can wire it up. So that's my power to the switch, isn't it? That's my positive and negative into the switch. Yeah. That's my... Okay. That's my speaker wires, but that's the speaker wire to the back of the box. It's going to be a bit of a head scratcher now. I'm going to have to consult my pictures now to work out what the hell's going on here. Because where have I cut that off of then? I think I cut that off of that back connector, haven't I? Yeah, so that's off of there. I'm not really worried about that. I don't know, what have we got in here then? Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but it was in the case. Unusual. It's almost like a bit of ivory coloured plastic. Got to remember where that went to. Can't remember where that went to. I think that is the on-off switch that connects to that, which is our ground or mains cable. Okay, time to consult the pictures. What I need to do is just pop that one in there for a minute. With all the spaghetti, let's pull all the spaghetti in. I'm going to pop that back in there because I don't know what that is, but it's obviously something that was lost many, many years ago by Danny's grandparents, potentially. Whew. Right. It's going to be easier for you if I stick it this way round, I think. Maybe at 45 degrees like that, so you can sort of see things happening. Yeah, that's good. It's all good. Right, let's get some fluids in me. I think what are we going on about now? Oh, I love it. We could certainly go off on some tangents here, don't we? Benjamin Franklin now. No, I haven't got anything today, Anthony. I had a couple of wines earlier with Mrs. Cruncher. Pull the antenna from the 2001D. Get the kite out. What are we going on about? Ben and Sandra, thank you very much. And thank you, Chris. I'll look out for the message on Facebook, mate. Thank you very much. I'll have a look at that a bit later. Right, let me have a think then. I don't really want to screw this back on yet, but I do want to get it to a stage where I can power it up and maybe tune a radio station in. That would be nice, wouldn't it? See, I've got that says the speaker. I can't remember whether that went to there. As I say, I'll need to have a look at my pictures. This is one of the things that you shouldn't do really, is if you're gonna mess with something, you need to take lots of pictures. I did take lots of pictures, to be fair, so I don't think I'm gonna have too big a problem wiring this back in, but ideally you want to try and do all this sort of stuff in one go rather than leaving it and then restarting it. That's the thing I didn't anticipate, was that little thing there that holds the unit in actually clips in right where my, but then that shouldn't matter. Don't think that's going to touch it. Right, okay, that'll do for the minute. That should just get me held in place. So we've got our antenna. I think that was mounted on the back, wasn't it? So we'll just leave that floating for the minute. That won't hurt. This was the wiring to the back. That's the wiring to up here. We are going to power this radio up today, people. Unless something dramatically goes wrong in the rewiring process. Screen's turned orange and I've just stuck my finger on a wire that I've just soldered, which is not a good practice really. Yeah, not the best thing I've done. Okay, let's get these two wires out of the way first, because that green one is going to be a bit of a devil, because that's the ground. The stream's caught back up again now. Yeah, a bit of buffering. I think Mrs. Cruncher's got the teleconnected streaming downstairs, so it's going to slow us down a little bit, but we should be fine. That's my start then. The white wire goes in there. I'm not going to wrap these because they probably need to come back out again, because I'm going to do a bit of servicing probably on the mechanism. This is just connecting up the tuning gang so we can actually tune some stations in. I could probably force something through, but let's not do that. This old solder's certainly gone a bit crusty. Money's down there making a noise like a chimpanzee again. Sure she thinks she's Cheetah off Tarzan. Okay. I'm going to have to bump the soldering iron temperature right up for this one. Let's go all out 390. Because I've got a connection in underneath here, which is a bit tricky to get to say the least. The green wire. Green wire. Let's prop the deck up a little bit. Yes, nice fresh solder. You can't really see where I am now, but I'm up in underneath there, just getting the ground wire on. There we go. Turn that back down again. Right, okay, that's 3 wires done. Nice. That's there. Now I've got these wires which are to do with the speaker. I'm going to put those in yet. sure why that's not going down. Right, on off switch next. That's going to be our power. Now, have I got a 3-core wire? I'm just going to use this for now, just for speed. I have got some 3-core 0.75 wire here, but this will be fine. As I said, it's the old colour wires, red and black. New ones are blue and green, blue and brown, blue and brown. Jesus, just ignore whatever I say, all right? Right, again, this is tricky. Probably should have done this when it was out of the case, but you know, it's not that easy. Certainly not, I couldn't have done that with it out of the case. This is now not easy, so I'm gonna have to get up and do this, aren't I? I'm gonna have to get up and do it. In fact, I'm not gonna mess about too much with this. Let's just put some fresh solder in there. If I can get in. Tin those wires I've just done. Because I want to rewire that anyway. There's no point putting these wires through the hole. I'll have it connected to a dim bulb, connect to N of area, all at the same time. So actually, let's do the ground wire first. That makes, not the ground, the neutral. No, you don't want to go. What? Maybe it's too hot. Better. Right. Positive and negative, now that went through there and held that in place. So I will stick that ground back in for the minute. But he says dropping the little nut. Now, where's that nut gone? Good question. Sod's law, isn't it? Hang on, let me see where this nut's gone. Ah, there it is. It's come out. We're okay. Actually, this is a better angle for me to see to put this ground wire in for a minute. It's only temporary, as I say. We can it up and have a try. We can but try, can't we? Just going to connect the ground wire up. Okay, that's our mains wire. So we've got our mains wire done now. Just there, that comes out to there. That's our mains cable. We've got the power going into the set. What is that for? Ah, that's the output. Okay, let's definitely need the photos now to see which way round this transformer is connected. Okay, that's not that one. We don't want that one. We don't want that one. Done that one. Done that one. Done those. Here we go. So we have got. Let me just prop my phone up there. Oh. So the far one is orange. No, that's not right. I'm questioning my pictures now. They can't be wrong, can they? Right, okay, there we go. So it's that one there to that one there. Orange. Hang on, what's that? Then black. Yeah, then red, okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly, slowly. Antonio, how are you? Naples, very nice. Just ordered lunch 1 week to a birthday. Very nice. Happy birthday for next week, Chris. Hopefully we'll be doing a live stream next week. There is talk that we're going to be doing a car boot sale, but it is weather dependent. I don't think the forecast is looking particularly good. Right, that's those 3 wires. That should give us power. So we've only got left these wires to the external connector, which we shouldn't need, and the speaker. So I've just got to work out where these speaker wires went. Oh dear, it doesn't look like I've got a picture of the speaker wires. Oh no, how could that be? How could that be? I'm pretty sure they went there. I'm pretty sure they went there. So that's where they're going. Typical. Luckily I've got the video I can play back, so I'm pretty sure they went there. The speakers are paralleled up anyway. Have we got things poking through the O's? Yes, we have. We have got things poking through the O's. They might not be poking through properly yet, but they are poking through. So let's get some knobbage on. We can get the knobs a minute. Base off, volume. That's turning better now. I'm going to be able to turn that around just now. So let me just get the knobs. Don't really want to be touching the metal shafts on my hands at the moment, even though chassis is earthed. Once again, the bench is looking a bit of a mess, but you know, that's how we roll, isn't it? Oh dear. Vegemite, nice. At leisure. So what I've said to the owner of this set is that we'll get it working first, and then we'll discuss what the next steps are really. Just put a bit of plastic grease in these for now. A bit of plastic grease, I said. Not half a tub. Are these all the same? Yeah, you're gonna want to push on, is it? Of course it isn't. Of course it don't want to push on. It's a radio. It's never going to want to do what it's told, is it? This is just plastic grease, nothing fancy. Special plastic grease though, apparently. SPG. Hang on. Hang on. No, that's not wired right, Graham, you fool. Dear. That would have ended in tears. Probably the wires marked speaker would go to the speaker, wouldn't you think? Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good plan. Yeah, I was just about to get the power supply sorted, and I thought, hang on, there's a couple spare wires there. So that's the, I did think that wiring was a bit strange there, so let me have a think about this then. So that's the incoming mains coming in there through the switch, then out to the transformer, from the transformer back in. Okay, right, okay, I've got it now. I've got it sus, but I'm going to skip to the loo shortly. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I went to the effort of marking those leads speakers, and I connected them to the mains. No, I connected the mains output from the power switch to the speaker. That would have ended in tears. That would have been a big bang, I'm sure. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, right, let's find out where these wires go. So I think it looks like it goes from the power supply through the switch and we have got a couple wires that go to the motor for the deck, but that is definitely the output. Oh dear, Graham. Let's hope we've got some photos of that or we're in trouble. Broadband would be very nice, Mr. BT. Oh, right, photo time. Now, I just said it's the internet connection, Rob. Let me have a look then. So it's not that, it's not that, not that, not that. So it comes over here, so that red goes to there. If I get this the same way around as the living transformer, that would help. Okay, so yeah, we got that the wrong way around as well, Graham. Come on. It's good exercise for the soldering iron, isn't it? Right, red and black, thank you. Red, black and orange, yes, okay, now we're in business. Now we are in business. I don't think any of this matters because this is external gubbins. We can wave this about to get a radio signal. That should be safe enough. It should be isolated, but you never know. Stick it up there. Probably that orientation would be best, but let's hook the thing up now. Let's get some stuff off the bench and let's get some power on this little monkey. Then next week we could be playing some 78s. I need to get the stylus under the microscope. We'll do that before we finish. Can someone remind me? Stylus, microscope. Because I'm going to need to order one in if it's got no end on it, which it doesn't look like it has got much of an end on it, but I have been wrong before. Hopefully the cartridge is okay. Disconnect that, turn that off. So we're nice and safe in the box now. Let's get you over a bit. Let's get you zoomed in so you can see where the fire comes from. I can get to the dial and dial in something, but it feels like we've got some dodgy grommets on that one just for good measure. So that wants to be in that orientation. Strip back some wire. Strip back some wire and get the old cliff tester out. Cliff tester? Cliff? What's a cliff tester, Graham? You fool. Get the quick connect out, I meant. Okay. Forgot that we're using mains wire now, so it's a bit thicker. It's not 0.8 mil anymore, it's 1 mil. So I'm just stripping this back so I can use my quick connector on it to connect out to the mains. Just got to remember that black is not ground in this. It's neutral. And the green is ground. Yeah, because we've got black, red and green. Right, let's get the quick tester and the Dimo Bobo. So this is just a substitute for a 3-pin plug, really. It's got 3 little terminals in it. Little spring clamps. Just lift them up, push the wire underneath and let them back down again. Very useful bit of kit if you're servicing stuff. So that's really the same as fitting a plug to it. I'm going to plug that into my variac and isolation transformer down here. Oh, well, I'll just chuck my battery charger off the desk. Put some power on that. Yeah, all good, all right. So that needs to go via the dim bulb, as it's called in some places. Dim bulb tester. What else is it called? It's got a few names in different places in the world, hasn't it? Dim bulb. We'll call it a dim bulb. A lamp limiter, that's the other word I was looking for. A lamp limiter. That. So this is so we don't, if we have got a short, this will save the set, save the day. So I'm going to plug my mains into this one. Not my mains, my appliance into this one. We're going to go, I've got a lamp and bypass, well I want it on lamp, because we want the power to go from the mains through the lamp and then out to the set. So the set switched on. And this is what plugs into the isolation transformer. So the set is switched on, maximum volume. What did I do to your ears? Checks if you're wired for sound. Right, let's get me in the picture so you can see my face when it goes bang. I shouldn't say that really, should I? I'm tempting fate. Right, okay. Everything's on. I'm going to start ramping it up. What we don't want to see is this bulb lit here. So let's just pop that light there off to make it a bit darker. So we don't want to see this one lit. It doesn't matter if it lights up and then dies down, but we don't want it lit permanently. So I'm coming up, I'm going up to 100 volts. Can't see any glowing. Can't hear any hissing. Drawing 30 milliamps. Oh, I can hear a bit of humming. Let's go up higher. Let's go up to 150 volts. $40 milliamps. No glow. It doesn't usually start conducting until you get up to about 180, so let's pop it up on 180. $60 milliamps. This is going to be one of these ones that doesn't like it unless it has it all up at once. Okay. 200 volts. Drawing 70 milliamps. Let's go up to 40. So our little lamp's not lit either. Hang on a minute, let's just check something. Just check that I am on a radio and not on gram. How do we switch? Low, medium, gram. No, definitely on medium, treble. Have we got any glowage there anywhere? Oh yeah, got a bit of a glow back there. Can see. Got one valve lit. Not holding up much for any of the others. So let's just, before we start messing too much, let's get the multimeter in and just see what our HT voltage is. We're done with the multimeter now. Dear oh dear. No fire though. Always good. Right. AC. Check first of all that switch. We've got power going in, power coming back out. Yeah, we got 240 there. You don't see me stood up, do you? Well, we got 220 according to that. We could have an absolutely dead output valve. So we should have a DC voltage there, shouldn't we? Let's just turn that back off again. I'm just going to connect up to our that, and what have we got ground wise? We've got that's ground, isn't it? So let me connect up some wires here. Let's be a little bit safe. Let's go green for ground. It might be that we need to put full power on it before it'll spark into life, but I don't know. Let's check that one. DC volts, so it's showing 4 volts there at the moment. You can see the meter, yeah? Okay. Zoom in a little bit closer. Screwdriver's in the way. Let's pop that back on again. Okay, so we're showing 320 volts. That should start dropping, yes. 280, 270, 260. So let's take it off dim bulb. $287. Yeah, it looks, I can see one valve lit, two valves lit. I can't see that one lit. Yeah, that one's lit. And there's a faint glow in the output valve. But absolutely no hiss whatsoever. Yeah, there's only a faint glow in the output valve. The valve bases did look okay, bizarre, when I pulled them out earlier. Yeah, there isn't a lot of access to anything because it's all mounted on circuit boards. So we've definitely got, I mean, 286 volts should be enough, shouldn't it, on the mains. Again, there's no voltages on any of this paperwork here anywhere. Yeah. All four valves are glowing. I think, as long as that output one's not the reflection from the one behind through it. I can't really see that. Just be careful not to stick my fingers on anything I shouldn't here. So let's see if that is picking it. Let's put a strong signal in. See if we can get it to pick that up, if I can find my modulators, power supply, transmitters. Let's have a look what we got here. What we got here, 750 kilohertz. I should do nicely, sir. Can anybody hear that? Kids screaming. What is going on with that? That's just not on, is it really?